welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the gingham pattern with a double crochet stitch. You can crochet the gingham pattern using all kinds of stitches, but for this tutorial I've chosen one of the simplest, faster and easier pattern, the double crochet gingham, which uses, you guessed it, the double crochet stitch. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make the color changes from one square to another, how to carry the yarn across, and how to bring the yarn over to the next row. I've also written an illustrated tutorial on how to crochet the double crochet gingham. I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll also made a basic diagram which I will put at the end of this video. So let's get started. The most important thing about the gingham pattern is the gauge. For me, the gauge on this pattern is 10 stitches and 4 rows. Yours might be different depending on your tension, on yarn weight, and also on the hook size. So my advice is to start a small project and see how your tension works and how many stitches you need before you start a larger project like a blanket or a throw. So as I said, my gauge for this pattern is 10 stitches and 4 rows. In this tutorial I am using double knit yarn, which comes in dark brown, brown and cream. So that's my color combination. And a 4mm crochet hook. My starting chain is 33 stitches. If you want your project to be larger, chain multiples of 20 stitches plus 13. So it will be 33, 55, 53, 73 and so on. So make 33 chains for this tutorial. Now we are going to start with dark brown to make the starting chain, then double crochet in a 5th chain, and then make 8 more double crochet stitches for a total of 10 stitches. So far I have 9 stitches. When you come to the last double crochet in the color block, make it halfway. So let me show you slowly. Yarn over, insert your hook in the next chain and pull, yarn over and pull through, and this is a halfway to your double crochet, and this is where we will be making the color transitions to brown. So bring your brown yarn and just pull it through the last 2 loops in your hook. Now, when you made the color change, you will have to bring the dark brown yarn across over to the next color block. So what you do is pull it along the chains and then crochet over them. So I'll also do the same with the tail from the brown. So hold it together and just insert your hook, keep it between the hook and the chains, and crochet over it. And this is how the color change is made. And now we'll be making a total of 10 double crochet stitches, so 9 more. Just keep the yarn that is not in use between your hook and the row of chains. Don't worry about how straight it is, because you'll be straightening it at the end. So we've got 7. So make 9. Your work should look like this. Make sure you pull the yarn so it'll be fairly straight, not too tight. And then on the 10th double crochet we will be changing the colors back to dark brown. So what you do, you go halfway through making a double crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over again, and pull through. And now we'll be making the change by switching yarns and finish the double crochet. And this is your color change. So now we continue with dark brown all the way to the end of the row, which is again 10 stitches. So the color change always happens on your last double crochet in a color block, so on a 10th double crochet. And now at the end I will show you how to bring the yarn across to the next row. So we are on the last chain. We've made 9 double crochet. Make sure you pull the yarn so it gets straight. Don't pull it too hard, just enough. Now make your double crochet halfway, just like before. It's like this. Then bring the brown yarn over the dark brown from left to right, as you can see here, and just finish your double crochet stitch, and that brings the yarn up to the next row. Now turn around and you're done with the first row. This is how it looks like. It should not be too tight, it should not be too loose. Okay, so now again, as you can see at the back, you have the 2 yarns. Again, bring the brown yarn over the dark brown yarn, just to hold it. And now we will be making the first double crochet in the row, which is made differently than the other ones. What I do is single crochet in the very first stitch, including the yarn that is not in use. So we're going to single crochet in that stitch, and that helps to bring the yarn over to the next row, and then chain 2. And this is how your first double crochet looks. And this is the yarn carried over on the back. Don't worry about it much, because like any blanket or project, you're most likely gonna make a border, and when you crochet the border, this will disappear, will be covered. Okay, so this is the first double crochet in a row. It's a single crochet in the very first chain, followed by 2 chains. And now we will be bringing the brown yarn over again. Just lay it across the row of stitches and double crochet over it. As usual, just hold it there and double crochet over it. And it's that simple. It's really a simple pattern because you're only using the double crochet stitch. I think the more complicated part is carrying the yarn over to the next row, but as long as you know how, it will just be really easy. Okay, so we'll be making 9 double crochet, and we'll be making the color change on a 10th double crochet. So you made 9. Let's make sure the yarn it's relatively pulled tight. Don't make it too tight, just enough so you won't see it. And on the 10th double crochet, just make it halfway. So, and when you have 2 loops on your hook, switch. It doesn't matter if it's this way or from the back, it really doesn't matter. It's up to you. Okay, let's bring it over and finish the double crochet stitch with it. And this is how the color change between the squares is made. And now we will be carrying the dark brown yarn along, and just make 9 double crochet stitches. Okay, so we are on the last double crochet, so we've made 9, and now we will be doing the color change again on the last double crochet. Just as usual, make it halfway. Oh, something happened there. Okay, halfway, and then switch yarns to dark brown and finish it. Okay, so you can see the transition between colors. It's seamless, you can't really see it. Okay, all right, so now we continue, make the last dark brown square all the way to the end until the last stitch. don't worry much about the tension of the yarn that is not in use. You'll be straightening at the end of each square. So just focus on making the double crochet stitches over the yarn for now. Okay, so we've made 9, and now on the 10th one we'll be bringing the brown yarn over to the next row. But before you do that, as you can see, sometimes the yarn at the back, it's pretty loose. All you have to do is just straighten it. That's it. Don't pull it too hard, just enough that it's flat. So this is the back, and this is the front. All right, so now we'll be bringing the brown yarn up to the next row. So make your last double crochet just halfway, like this. Now bring the brown yarn over from left to right, between the yarn and the hook, as you can see, and finish the stitch. And now the yarn is up there. And turn. And again we'll be making the first double crochet in a row by single crocheting in a first stitch. So bring the brown yarn again over the brown yarn, so between the dark brown yarn and the hook, bring it over just to locate there, and then crochet, single crochet in the very first stitch, just like that. You see how you locate in between, and that will help bring in the brown yarn along. So single crochet and then 2 chains, and just tighten the yarn a little bit. And this is your first double crochet in a row. And now we'll continue just making the square. You need 2 more rows for this first color combination, and then we'll be switching to brown and cream. So let's do these 2 rows. And as usual, right before you made a color change on a 10th double crochet, straighten the yarn, just like that, and then with dark brown just make your half double crochet like that, switch yarns, and finish the double crochet stitch, and you made a color change. Now we continue with brown. Okay, so that's the 9th, and before you start the last one, just tighten the yarn a little bit. And do the color change back to brown. the last color, and I will show you again how to bring the yarn over. As I said, don't worry about this yarn as long as it's locked in between the dark brown yarn. It really doesn't matter the tension and how loose it is, because you'll be tightening it later. Okay, so we've done 9 double crochet stitches, and we'll be starting on a 10th to bring it across to the next row. But before that, just make sure it's straightened. Okay, it's loosely. If you pull too hard, you can see it gets squished, so you don't want to do that. You want it to be loose like this, so just make sure it's just loose. And now let's do the last double crochet halfway like this. Now bring the yarn over from left the yarn, you can see, catch it between the dark brown yarn and the hook, and finish a double crochet, and it's up there already. And turn, and again take your brown yarn, move it over in between the dark brown one and the hook. That will bring it all the way up there, and just single crochet in the very first stitch, then make 2 chains. Okay, just tighten it a little bit. And this is the last row with this color combination. Before we move to brown with cream. So make 9. Nine stitches. You can see it's pretty loose in the back. All you have to do, so you can see it, all you have to do is just pull. Don't pull too tight, but just enough that it's straight. And then let's make sure the edges are fairly straight. Okay. And now we change colors to brown. So make your double crochet halfway and bring your brown yarn up and finish the stitch. Okay, now we'll be making again 9 double crochet stitches in brown. Okay, 9. Straighten your yarn. Oh, it's not 9, it's 8. Now it's 9. And now on the last stitch, we're gonna change colors again. Bring it over. Finish the stitch. And now we do again nine double crochet stitches. As you can see, my tension is quite relaxed. Don't make it too tight. Right, we are on the last stitch. Pull the yarn straight, and now we will be replacing the dark brown yarn, this one, with the brown yarn, and we will be introducing the cream yarn. So what I do, I make the double crochet, the last one, just halfway, like that. Bring the brown yarn up, like I said, just from left to right over the dark brown. Double crochet, finish the double crochet, and now I just cut the yarn. Let's cut the yarn, leave a tail, and then we will be bringing the cream yarn over. So we're done with that. These are the first 4 rows. And now, instead of bringing the yarn over as usual, we will be replacing the dark brown yarn with this one by just pulling through the loop. That's it. And just tighten the dark brown. So it looks like that. Just tighten it. That's it. Okay. So now we continue with dark brown, and what some people do, they just double crochet with brown and then introduce the cream on the next color block, but I prefer to start from the beginning with it. At least we have all the ends on the sides, and then you can tie them and crochet over them. You can crochet the border over them. So that's what I do. So I bring the cream yarn along, I just put it along the row of chains like that and crochet over it. So just like before, single crochet. As you can see, I'm holding both the stitch and the yarn, single crochet over them, and chain 2. Okay, so that's it. Pull it tight, and now we just make our double crochet stitches over the cream yarn. Make 9 stitches. And make the color change on the 10th stitch. Don't worry much about the tension here, you can pull it from the side whenever you like. So let's just make, I'll show you how to make the color change again. So double crochet halfway and then switch colors to cream. Okay, that's it. It's that easy. and then you crochet with cream the next 9.5 stitches. And again, pull the yarn, not too tight, and make the color change. So you'll be doing 4 rows in this kind of color combination. I'll pause the video, make my rows, and come back and I'll show you how to switch colors again. Okay, so I'm back. What I've done is crochet the 4 rows in brown and cream, just like I did with the dark brown and cream. And now I am on my last double crochet, so I've made 9. And I just wanted to show you how I make the transition to dark brown, because it's done differently than the transition to cream. Because the cream was carried along, but with dark brown we will just have to switch the colors and crochet with it. So just like before, tighten your cream yarn. I also cut it and left a long tail, and we'll just be leaving there. We'll not be carrying it along to the next row. We're just going to make a regular double crochet stitch, just like that, and we will just leave the cream there. Now we turn around and bring the dark brown yarn along and just yarn over and pull it through the loop, and then pull the loop closed. Just like that. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then we will be carrying the brown across, and what I do, I also carry the tail. I find it easier, so tighten and lay both strings along the row of stitches and single crochet. Don't worry about if it gets on, just keep pulling it. Just single crochet in the very first stitch and over the 2 strings, and yarn over and pull through, and 2 chains, and that is your first stitch. And now we'll just carry the brown along, and from here on you just do the color changes as usual, just like that. Okay, and I'll show you how I did it here. And the best thing to do is the color you start with should be finishing the same color square. It just looks much better. And from this point on, just repeat these 2 color changes until you have the desired length. It's really that easy. And this is the back. If you pull it really tight, you can see the color being brought along, but which is normal. But the thicker the yarn, the better you conceal the yarn that was carried along. It's really not that bad though. Okay, and this is it. I hope you found my tutorial easy to follow. Don't forget to follow me on social media for more free tutorials like this one. You will find the links in the description below. Happy crocheting!